As far as I remember, I think the idea started in late 2006 and early 2007. At the time we had conducted lots of comparative research, especially going far beyond the mere sales transactions, but also diving more and more into general contract law. And it was then that we thought that we could pick up on the idea of putting it together in a truly comparative work that covered the sales transactions in total, but also went far beyond that and going into general contract law as well. And so once we had come up with the idea, we started to think what sort of people we would need to actually develop the project. So our idea was, as was introduced, to combine people from the different language regions of the UN, plus obviously German. And so we found in the end Dr. Mohamed Hafez from Egypt, Dr. Nadia Lapiashvili from Georgia, Dr. Edgardo Munoz from Mexico, Jean-Alain Pena-Matipe from Cameroon, and Dr. Sophia Yang from China. And so once we had the research team all in place, we then tried to find the financial support to get us going with the project.
And indeed, we received substantive financial support, first of all, by the Swiss National Fund, but also by several foundations here in Basel in Switzerland. And furthermore, we received more support on a personal level. Chris, could you please tell us a bit about that?
We were very fortunate that we were able to put together a network of correspondents from many of the individual countries around the world, so to supplement the work that the researchers that Pascal mentioned before were doing. And we found this was a very important part of our project because although we were able to work in a variety of languages, we obviously couldn't work in all languages, and we did rely heavily on these people who supplied us with very important information. But in addition to individuals, we also received significant non-financial support from organisations. We were supported by organisations like the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, like the Singapore International Arbitration Centre. But perhaps most significantly, we received, or we were able to cooperate with, rather, UNCITRAL, which is the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. And the cooperation we had with them was specifically on the surveys that we conducted as part of our research. And the surveys we consider are a very important part of our project because we really wanted to put together some solid empirical research on how sales law worked, what was actually happening out there in practice. So we spent quite a bit of time developing the questions. We had a variety of target survey groups. We approached arbitrators, we approached in-house counsel and businesses, we approached lawyers acting for businesses, and we also approached law schools, and we thought that it was very important that we see how international sales law and sales law in general was being taught at a school level, at a law school level. We conducted, we believe we approached around about 9,000 people or entries in the survey. We had a reasonably good response rate. We contacted them by both email and post, and the survey was conducted electronically on a website that we ran. And the results are published in the book.